Hello everybody, welcome back to the United Stand. Ten Hag's mystery signing is the title of today's video. He is absolutely screaming out for transfers this January window, especially with Martial. No idea when he's going to be available, let alone back. Donny van de Beek out for the rest of the season. And with what situation we are currently in terms of fighting still in 4 different competitions, backup and squad depth is 100% needed, especially with the likes of Arsenal going out and spending money, Chelsea throwing their absolute whole bank account at whoever they can get, 100 million right, left and centre. I'm sure Man City are probably doing deals behind the work as well. Liverpool out there going and getting Cody Gakpo. And ultimately, guys, Manchester United desperately need signings. What these signings are going to be, we've all made it very clear, it is always going to be a loan signing or a dirt cheap. I'm talking like £2-3 million max permanent signing. Is there any purpose in that? Probably not, in all honesty. You might as well just get them on a 6-month loan and then ship them off back to wherever they kind of came from originally, i.e. Weghorst will be going straight back to Burnley, won't he, realistically? And they probably won't even play him there, let's be honest. But what position do we need most, do you think, in all honesty? Midfield and striker forward option is probably the 2 different types of positions we are in dire need of, in all honesty. As much as a lot of people do think we need better options at the back, I think that's something that we can address later on in the summer. Maguire and Lindelof are good enough to be backups. We've got 2 able right backs and 2 able left backs in there in Malacia and Shaw. Shaw can even play centre back as well, so centre back we don't really need. And obviously right back we have Dalot and Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka's flying at the minute, fair play to him. But yeah, midfield, as I mentioned, Donny van de Beek is out, so where's Bruno's backup? No one, realistically. Eriksen's probably the next best thing you're going to get. And then if you go below that, you're looking at your Iqbals, etc. Are they even ready? Personally, probably not. Well, evidently not. Otherwise, they'd be in and around the mix, getting more minutes in the team. So, yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. Striker now as well. Weghorst has been brought in as Martial's backup. And Martial's now injured, right? So Weghorst is having to play as the number 9, the main striker. And Martial can't be relied on even when he is fit. He isn't able to finish 90 minutes. As we said in the previous video, he hasn't finished the 90-minute match this season. So does a different option need to be brought in up front? We have two, I'd say it's almost weird, 2 different but the same options in Weghorst and Martial. They offer kind of the same hold-up play, and Weghorst is just a pressing monster. They're both going to score goals, but do we need something a little bit different, a little bit of a Osimhen type striker for 6 months, someone that's willing to run the channels, run in behind? You guys can let me know down in the comments. But yeah, which one do we need? Do we need that striker or midfielder? Personally, in my opinion, I mean, look, I'd love to go out there and get both, but this is January and it's Manchester United we're talking about here. So in my opinion, we're going to, basically, I've compiled a list of players, midfield and striker options who are, or let's not say striker, forward options, because they can play on the right and left as well, who are out of contract in 2023, because let's be honest, that is what we're dealing with. That's what we're stuck with. We're looking at players who are either out of contract. One of them is actually unemployed at this current minute. He doesn't have a contract with a club. So yeah, it's an unfortunate situation to be in, but it's a very unique situation we find ourselves in with regards to new owners possibly being brought in, our current owners not wanting to obviously spend out. So it does make it a little bit difficult, but the situation that Ten Hag is dealing with, and how do I word this? What he's getting out of the players and what he's changed with the club, within the club so far, is absolutely astronomical. So, in my personal opinion, give him what he wants. Give him what he wants. It's quite clear that if he's given the right tools necessary and needed, he can succeed with them. We're overachieving, in my honest opinion. I think we're very much overachieving in comparison to what a lot of people said at the start of the season, including myself. I said we were going to finish in the Europa League spots. So what do I know? But yeah, we can bring up the midfield options. As I said, they are all players who are out of contract within 2023, so they're going to be cheap. So we've got Adrien Rabiot, Marco Reus, Hassim Aouar, we have Isco, and we have Yuri Tielemans. Now, you guys are obviously all going to know these players. Mixture of ages, mixture of abilities, mixture of positions within that midfield. So you've got Rabiot, who we were linked with, obviously in the summer. Talks broke down, and look, he's actually been having a blinding season so far. He had a good World Cup as well. Marco Reus, another decent player, ridden with injuries. If we were to get him on loan, yes, look, I would have been positive about this signing if it was 10 years ago in 2013, but here we are in 2023. Hassim Aouar, a player that has, I want to say, declined. I don't know whether it's in terms of performance and ability, but this guy was linked with Arsenal quite a few years ago for, we're talking like 40, 50 million. And it doesn't look like he's going to be given a new contract at Lyon. We've got Isco there, who actually is a free agent right now. He hasn't actually got a club. So that's one that possibly we can go and get. But again, he is, I want to say, within his 30s. So again, we're delving into natures of the 30 club as well. And then you've got the main man, Tielemans, as well. Can you go and get him on a cheap? I believe I actually did a show about Tielemans, the possibility of going and getting him on a cheap. I'm up for it, but it's just whether or not he comes in, or he wants to come in and be a part of something moving forward. I think realistically, look, any of these are something, right? They're all probably a positive impact. I mean, even Marco Reus would be a positive impact. Yes, his positive impact might be just from the medical bench, getting treatment, because he's had about 4 ankle injuries this season alone, missed every major tournament pretty much under the sun. But yeah, these are the 5 options that I put together. They're all, again, going to be a lot cheaper than realistically all the names we're looking at. The Enzo Fernandez, your Jude Bellinghams. That is never going to happen in a million years, guys. I hate to burst your bubble. Don't believe anything that anyone says unless you see them holding the Manchester United shirt. It's not going to happen. But we can move on to the striking options now as well. Again, all these guys' contracts are up at the end of this season, so 2023. We have Moussa Dembele, Thomas Lemar, Marcus Thuram, Asensio, and Brereton Diaz. Now, I'm going to say a lot of you guys know these players as well. Moussa Dembele, again, was linked with Arsenal, I think, quite a few years ago, 30, 40, 50 million talks. Thomas Lemar, I think everyone's just been linked with Arsenal, actually, to be fair. Yeah, another decent player. Thuram, a lot of talks going on. It looked like he was going to join Chelsea. That seems to have gone cold a little bit. Manchester United obviously linked with him. Asensio, a player that's actually pretty decent. Why has he not been given a new contract, though? Not sure. And Brereton Diaz absolutely ripping it up in the Championship for Blackburn over the last couple of seasons. These are the attacking options, as I say. I think personally, look, in order to, again, you've got to be thinking about hierarchy and who's actually going to come in. In all honesty, I wouldn't actually be against going and getting a Brereton Diaz, to be fair. It wouldn't be a loan, it wouldn't work on a loan, but I wouldn't be against going and getting him on a shortish contract, like a 2-year contract. Come in, show us what you're about. We're going to go and get a main striker in the summer. Hopefully you can score some goals. It's something different, completely different to what we have kind of ever had, and hopefully he'd be better than the previous player from Chile that we have. Please say he's from Chile. I really do think he is. But I'll end up with egg on my face if he's not. But Thuram, we've obviously linked with him, as I said. Something a little bit different, can play on the left if needed as well. And Moussa Dembele, look, I think a lot of teams were actually screaming out for Moussa Dembele quite a while ago, and now he's stuck running out of contract. But guys, let me know your thoughts. What do you think is the position we need? Is it a midfielder? Is it a striker? I want you guys to get your comments down in the comments section. Ideally, if we're to bring in a midfielder, I personally think we need someone that can play 8 and 10 or 6 and 8. I think they need to play multiple positions within that midfield. Whereas it's a little bit different when we go forward. We need someone that, okay, if they can play multiple positions, fair enough, fan-tabby-dozy. But they do need to be an out-out number 9, really. We've got a handful, we've got an abundance of wingers, haven't we? With Sancho still out, still yet to come back. So yeah, that kind of rounds off this video. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments section as to, as I say, striker, midfielder, and then who you'd pick out of the selection that I had up on screen. Appreciate everyone for sticking by. Leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. And yes, we're going and getting Harry Kane in the summer. Come on, I can't wait. Bye-bye.